Hey, my name is Rafael and you're watching Rock and Roll Garage, and today I'm going to tell you a really interesting story between Mr. Tony Iommi and Ronnie James Dio. Well, Ronnie was obviously Ozzy Osbourne's replacement on Black Sabbath, and he joined the band, and they record after the band fired Ozzy in the late 70s. He was invited to join the band, and they recorded two fantastic albums. They're really amazing. In my opinion, I'm a big fan of Black Sabbath with Dio, although I prefer, obviously, the Ozzy years. They recorded and released Heaven and Hell in 1980 and Mob Rules in 1981. Then Dio and Vinny Appice left the group, decided to leave the group, and they formed Dio, which was Ronnie James Dio's own group. And the interesting thing is that Dio started in the first band that Dio had some kind of fame was Elf. And then Elf toured with many famous bands opening for them. One of them was Deep Purple. And that's when the legendary guitarist Ritchie Blackmore met Elf and obviously saw Ronnie James Dio singing. And he then, after he left Deep Purple in 1975 and formed Rainbow, his own group, he invited Ronnie James Dio to join, and obviously the rest is history. They made some incredible albums, many great tracks, many Man on a Silver Mountain, Stargazer, many other, Long Live Rock and Roll, many other great tracks. And, you know, it was the band that Dio was a member of previously, before joining Black Sabbath in the late 70s, early 80s. And Rich Blackmore was always interested in medieval times, if you say. But he's playing Renaissance music for the past almost three decades. And obviously he and Dio kind of matched in that, because Dio was also interested in that. So they wrote a lot about wizards, dragons, kingdoms, and everything you might think of from that kind of subject. And obviously when Dio arrived in Black Sabbath, his songwriting was really connected with that, obviously, because he was writing that for many years, and he had success in that. And you can see a lot of that influence in Heaven and Hell and Mob Rules. There are a lot of subjects regarding that, and he continued that in later on with his own band Dio. He had many of that subject until, in his own band he wrote about that a lot. But when Black Sabbath reunited in the early 90s and recorded the Humanizer, which had back Tony Iommi, Geezer Butler, Ronnie James Dio, and Vinny Appice, Tony Iommi was really sick and tired of Dio putting rainbows in Black Sabbath songs. I mean, Black Sabbath is the band that wrote Black Sabbath, that incredible first track talking about Satan, about the devil, and Black Shadows, and then he wrote Paranoid, Iron Man, Children of the Grave, Into the Void, many dark songs and scary tracks. And suddenly you're talking about wizards, fantasy, magic, and kingdoms, queens. It's really different, right? And when they reunited to do this the Humanizing album, which was released in 1992, as Tony Iommi called in an interview with Revolver magazine that I'm going to show it right here. We're going to read that together. He told Dio to stop putting rainbows in Black Sabbath songs. And this is what Tony Iommi said. He said, that was further down the line. Ronnie, for a while, used rainbows in a few of the songs. And then it came to a point, I think it was when we were doing the Humanizer, that we had to say, look, we got to knock out the rainbows. You can't keep singing about rainbows all the time. Ronnie's answer was, I've always done them. It's part of what I do. But we said it's too much in Black Sabbath. He was okay. He wasn't happy at first, but realized what we were saying. And you can see that in the tracks from the Humanizer. I mean, one of the greatest tracks is Computer God. I mean, you came from centuries ago to the 90s. You know, it was a computer god doing everything, the technology, and it's really a funny story regarding Ronnie James Dio and Tony Iommi and Black Sabbath. We had Geezer and Vinny Appice as well. Well, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, leave your comment, tell me what you think, if you like the Black Sabbath albums with Dio or not. And please don't forget to visit also rockandrollgarage.com. Okay? See you later.